Well, here I am, I don't know, somewhere in Iowa, okay? Because I bought this 1972 Mercury Marquis Brougham edition. It's the fancy one, that's what I'm saying. It's a 4-door crew cab flavor. It's got the fancy stuff, and it has the iconic Ford 460 big block in it. The question is, can I get this thing running and driving and haul myself 570 miles back home? I don't know. Let's find out. Now, of course, this old sleeping giant doesn't run, and according to the DMV, I'm actually the third owner of this rig, and it was last plated and registered in 2008. I'm not good at the math magicianals, but that's somewhere around 400 years ago, maybe 13. Not quite sure. To be honest, it shows 75,000 give or take miles. That could be accurate, and it seems like it was taken really good care of, but we're just not going to know until we dig into this thing. Quick thank you to my friend Chad Good, who bought this for me over a year ago and has just stored it at his shop here in Iowa. That was a big help. Let's walk around this thing, just see what we got going on. This is the first time I'm seeing the rig, never dug through it. I don't know what we're in for. Let's find out. So again, we got a 72 Mercury Marquis, but it's also got the Brougham brought into it. You know, the Lion Shield edition makes it better. Okay, is what Ford Mercury was saying. We got a horsepower's poverty cap in the back here, and then we got originalage up here. But anyway, let's get back here and look. Let's start back here. We got two busted out taillights. That's fine. We got a bunch of lichens, moss, dirt, mold. Normal. I'll take it. We got a towing hitch. You want to put your bass boat on here? Sure, feller. This will tow a mobile home. Guarantee it. Look at this. Look at this trim on here. This is really what snagged my eye, personally. You know what I mean? Hornets. Huh, no hornets. We got gas cappage. Rotates, that's good. Surprised to not see a bunch of rot in here, although she's getting thin. You can see the original body line here, look. Look at it again, look close. Did you look in there? Yeah, it's getting thin. Not a lot of rust. We got wheelage. Take it back on the rust. Let me check it. There's a little bit. Let's pretend we didn't do that. There's a little bit down there, maybe, potentially. Maybe down here I can't bend down far enough. Let me check it. Yep. Definite flappage. Okay, so it's got a little bit of rust. We're gonna ignore that, but look at this rocker. That rocker is solid. You know what I mean? Front fender's looking good. We got a bad tire, you know. Looks like we're missing, should be some trim in here. You don't need all of that, as long as the light bulbs are in there. Grill looks stout. You know, that's still there. Bumpers probably only hit, I don't know, 2 taverns and 3 cars. That's decent. Let's take it. Missing the same over here. Now this side you're going to notice exceptionally different. What happened here? Well, I'm going to tell you a story right now. Well, one night the previous owner, Len, you know Len, he was headed back from the tavern, and well, he got into the ditch a little far and cleaned her out. You know what I mean? And well, he pretty near took this whole side of the car off. So he parked it at his buddy's house and said, help me. Peggy is gonna be, it's gonna be bad. Help me out here. So the buddy said, I got you covered. And he did some body work down this side of the car in hopes that Peggy wouldn't notice. Well, she did. Fast forward, he had to sell the car, and here we are today. Listen, fellets, you buy a rig off Craig's Sheet or the Face Space, you don't just crack the door open or open the hood. What are you doing? You start in the trunk, and it's going to tell you everything you need to know about the rig, okay? And on this one, I got ignition sticks. And way too much starch. Noted. Here we go. Let's bust this thing open. See what we got. Smells like MacGyver and TV static. All right. Wow. Crying in the mud. Oh, there we go. Right open. It ain't that bad. We got original edge. We got bungee cords, newspapers, 2x4. Oh, floor mat. Okay. Is that a bias ply? I gotta bring you in here. It's way too good. First of all, wow. You talk about an original, unmolested car. Just incredible. You know, I'm kind of liking on this rig. Got some webs in here, and clearly the mice have been in here building condos, but let's ignore that for a little bit. We got a tire iron. We got bungee cords. We got extra beltage. Wait. The old feller, oh, for Pete's sake. Look at this. That's all 3 belts twisted together, ready to rock, just in case. We'll probably need them. We got toe strappage, cable. This guy wasn't messing around. Original edge jackage. A bias ply. I mean, she's flat, but only all the way around. So we'll use that. Small mouse house. I don't know if we'll get a date off of this, but man, is it old. And I ain't kidding you. Guy could always use rope. 2x6, no, 2x8. Floor mattage. I mean, let's check the integrity. Seems good. Guy can't mess around when you get new rigs. Just get out of there. It's not bad. There's a little bit of mice, but it's overwhelmingly horse hoof dipped in gas station nacho cheese for some reason. But at first glance, you know, is that a garage door opener? No. I mean, it's in a really good shape. It's like a 1889 parlor in here, and I ain't kidding you. I'm gonna go ahead and just go for a walk. Think about my life choices. Leave these windows open for a minute, and then we'll come back. My eyes are watering. Yep. Just practicing for driving the rig. By the way, you see this OBS Chevrolet over here? I did too. Not for sale. Anyway, what do we got? Let's get in here. Okay. 75,712 miles. You know what? I'm looking at the pedals, the wheel, the door panel, the weather stripping, the windshield. That could be absolutely factual. And I ain't kidding you. We got, what is this? This is only AM's radio. That's fine. Just snapped some button off. That seems normal. Cigarette lighter comes out. Was she smoked in? Heavily. We got more butts in there than Miami Beach. I ain't kidding you. Fan switch. We ain't got no... Well, I don't got the keys. I don't think we got juices right now. That's what I'm saying. We got a clock over here. That seems fancy. A giant fasten seat belts button engraved into the dash over here. Safeties. Okay. What I thought was a garage door opener is a... Oh, it's a Kleenex tissue dispenser from the 80s. Okay, that's neat. We got armrestage. I'm just gonna get you in here. There's too much going on to just talk about it. We got more buttons in here than the International Space Station. I ain't kidding ya. What is this? What is this even? Where does this come from? What in the devil? This is pretty cute. Martin downstairs, you know, in the basement with the red stapler, was trying to figure out lap belts. Well, the guy got an option. Bring it in if you want, you know, or not. You don't have to do that. Look at this cockpit. Luxury. I mean, there ain't no tilt, but that's fine. Just look at the arrangement is what I'm talking about. Pretty solid. Double edge vintage. Here's that seatbelt button. Brogham's editions. We got driving gloves and napkins. Oh, I don't think this is good. 1963. Oh, that was the old timer's birthday, I think, maybe. Trunk button. What is this? What? We got double-edged smoking ashtrays? Oh, be dipped. That isn't a sign of luxury. Look at this. Look at these seats, by the way. You can't not talk about these. I've got a 69 Cadillac that rivals this, but boy, it'd be tough to decide. Mirage. Okay, I was getting dizzy. We got windows, assuming that's locks, built-in reflectors. Those are free from Ford. You don't have to pay for them. Ooh, this might be interesting. 73,664 miles. 75,712. You were about due for an oil change. That was, what is that, February 3rd, 1990. So this car's been sitting longer than I thought. 22 years. Wow. Kind of a, I remember these in my grandpa's LTD. Kind of these frail little, boop, boop, boop. You know, they break after about 48 miles. Same column, I think. Hazards, linker sticks. Still pretty solid contact in there. I mean, a lot of this is telling me original mileage. I'm not kidding you. I wouldn't do that. Look at this headliner. Did you look at it? It's fully up all the way across the rig. Everywhere. It's perfect. There ain't a mouse hole in here. Don't dare. Don't dare you. It's in mint condition. No, I ain't kidding you. And if you want to hang your suit off right here in the front, go ahead. You can hang another one over there. And back here. I need a dome light to look at it. You can hang it here. I mean, this car's got everything. I'm perplexed at the luxury of this particular unit. So clearly at this point, we've got a 72 Marquis Braughams. Low mileage. There's no junk in the trunk. This is all, that's swap meet. Good. Put it back in the garage. Why is it even in here, stuff? You know? We better get under this power barn. I'm like 37% excited, which is, look at my face. There's a lot of excitement going on in here right now, is what I'm trying to tell you. Well, let's see what we got. You know, the Marquises. I think isn't the lever? Yeah, the lever's off to the side. Here we go. Hopefully there's no harnets in there. Am I even pulling? Yeah, that's right. There we go. Wow. Yeah, that's a block that's big. I mean, what are all the hoses and pipes? For Pete's sake. Okay, this is a time capsule. Listen, I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times over the last couple decades, and I'm telling you, this is like find an old garage of an abandoned house, open the hood kind of levelage of sittage. It is just, it's complete. It's just had some time to think about itself. What are you saying to me? I don't know. Let's find out. Look at the stickers on this still. Wow. If you've never seen a time capsule, big block, furred product, here it is. Look at this thing. So in 72, this would have actually been borrowed from Lincoln into the Mercury. And this pumped out a whopping 224 horsepowers. Yeah, I didn't say that wrong. But don't worry, in 1973, they came out with 204 horsepowers. So, I mean, you could leave a stoplight and drive, you know, with it and stuff. But, I mean, it's all complete. Look at this thing. Other than this upper rad hose, nothing just jumps out at me as it's been monkeyed with. Original AC lines, AC pump. Look at this. Air conditioner. Fan sticker. I mean, it's got it all. Look at this here. There's the 460. Well, they say 429 to 460, but the 429 was replaced with the 460 in 72. Cruise control. It's got the conditioning of the air. It's got the super NASA, that's cool, the fluid that goes into the steering box unit. What do you want from this thing? You know what I mean? It's got it. It's 50 years old. It's got it. This battery, I'm gonna guess it ain't got any juices. These are the wrong postices, but we'll deal with that later. It's got some belt issues. Charging whirler is floppy. EPS pumps off, but I mean, it's all here. This is fantastic news because none of this is easy to get right now. I can assure you of that right now. 460 cubic inch regular fuel, powered by Ford, block of bigs. Nice. So I pulled this old dusty lid off to find this. What? I mean, not only has it been maintenanced, but someone cared about this, garage kept it, shined it, polished it. It's got a little bit of mouse house in there, but not a lot. Oh yeah. It ain't stuck. Choke's not stuck. How about them forebears? I can't get my finger in there. They're not stuck. Lightning whirler looks good. No mouse damage. It's been worked on. See here? That ain't original edge. It's got a quick connect on it. So it's probably had the fuel make it happen or oh yeah, right here, look. Remanufactured. So this has been remanufactured. And this was my clue to find that. So I mean, it's been updated. Look, it's probably had a water pump because that's not a factory clamp, you know. Had some clampage in it. But holy smokes, has it been taken care of. Looks really, really good. I can't wait to see what just cleaning this up. I think under there somewhere it should say Motorcraft or, yeah, powered by Ford, I think. This is going to be really cool. I hope this thing runs so bad. So looking closer here, I'm going to guess the fuel pump has been replaced on. There's really no reason to replace this line unless you're into the pump and this line and put a filter in here and do all of this. I think it had a fuel pump and a fuel make it happen, or there must have been a fuel delivery issue or something going on there, because they definitely went through the fuel system on this thing. Unfortunately, guy ain't gonna be able to fit his mitts in there. And this is a clutch fan. See, it ain't a direct drive or mechanical, so I can't spin it around with that. So I think what we're gonna have to do is just jam a battery on this thing, hit the key, and see if it rolls over. And I do not like doing that, but it's where we're at. It's the options. It's the cards we got. It's what we're dealt with right now. Hopefully the starter doesn't blow a flywheel in half or get stuck in there or break an ear off the engine. Done that before with the big block Fords. So we'll see what happens. I think I got something. We might have to change the clampulators out to the original top post flavors, but that ain't no big deal. So Guy doesn't like doing it this way, but I think I'm just gonna throw a hot battery in this thing, twist lies on the ignition sticks on the inside, and just hope that this thing turns over. I don't want to blow a starter through a flex plate or lock this thing up or snap an ear off the block, but it's where we're at, okay? So this battery from 1974, it's gotta go. You're out of here. You're evicted. I ain't got no handle on it though. Let's get out of here. It's time to go. Okay. Well, for crying in the mud, how do they surface these? It's got to be 200 pounds minimum. Get out of here. Okay, time for a new one. Yep, this one I chose, well, normally because of a go handle, but listen, this one don't have one, but it was the cheapest one they had. Hips. Yeah. Snipped off the old battery clamps. Got the correct battery clamps on now. This is the shortest cable I've ever seen in my life. You know, your old lady's laughing right now, but listen, this is just the way that it was made. Okay? It is what it is. It's gonna work. Snip this one on. Sad cable. Ooh, we got sparkles. Something's drawing power. Yep, we got domage. Positive domage. It's lit up like a ballroom in there. Let's go check it out. See if this thing twirls over, but first, fire test. You might notice I'm on allergy medication now. All I'm getting is white clover, 2-stroke banshee, and golf course with a hint of porta potty. That's fine. Let's see what we got. Before I crank on this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and disco the fuel filter on here from the pump to the fuel pump make it happener to the fuel make it happener, because I don't want to pull what's ever in that tank into said other objects and booger up the day. Someone made it easy for me. I already threw a filter in here, so I just gotta, we'll get her off of here real quick like. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, never see that again. Great. That was easy. We got sticker edge on the seat, more buttons in here than the space station. still does not smell better, is what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7 burnt out light. 7 normal, 1 burnt out lights in here. We've got a lot of lightage on this thing. How's the winders? Alien noise. What about back here? Robot noise. What about over there? That sounds like a bad alternator. What about over there? Nothing. I'm gonna say none of the digitals are working. That's fine. I'm happy with that. All right. A little bit nervous. Let's crank this thing over, hopefully. See what happens. Significantly bad gallop. Listen. Shh. Listen. The good news is it's free. The bad news is the motor's not gooder. It's more towards the bad. That seems normal though. So what I mean by gallop is when I turn the key over there, you can hear the engine rotating, but it had a high and a low. I don't know. You can make the noise yourself right now. Try it. Yeah, it's just as bad as mine. But anyway, one of the cylinders is significantly down on compressions. Whether it's a burnt or bent valve or rings, I don't know. All I can tell you right now is one of them in that there engine's not happy. Great. Well, good morning. 7-11, 9 or 8 billion, early o'clock. Day 2 on the Mercury Marquis Braughams. We got a lot done last night. Nope, really didn't. Well, I mean, we walked around it. I smelt it, put a battery in it, and I guess the big news, the engine does turn over and rotate. That is, well, we need that. That's got to happen. I should be on the road today if I'm going to pull this off 570 miles, give or take. I'm going to jump right into, can we get sparkles in this thing? And then we got to get some sort of fuel delivery in this and hear this thing run, hopefully for the first time in, I believe, 13 years, somewhere around there. Now, like I mentioned yesterday or last night, I'm going to try to do this by just not replacing anything that I don't have to, right? This just keep the cost down, keep it simple. It only needs what it needs. You know what I mean? So instead of just throwing new parts at the thing, let's just work our way through it, figure it out, get this thing running. I got to get, you know, time is in the essences of the day, or whatever Bob says, or Bill. Well, before a guy gets carried away twirling on the key, let's go ahead and make sure this thing even has Earl in it. Well, here it is. Oh, plumb full. Standard 1030 conventional. Lots of viscosity left. So we're okay to probably even fire it up on that, to be completely honest. Where's the blood stick on this for the shift machine? Way down here. What does it say? Oh, it says, I'm extremely worn and burnt. Smells like a library fire. So I'm going to pretend we didn't look at that and put that back, because that's slightly concerning about the condition of the shift machine for sure. But it's got stuff in there, so at least we're not going to burn that pump up running it. Okay, now I think I'm just going to hook my little sparkle tool in. Throw her in line. If the light bulb flashes, well, you got sparkle, fellers. It's that easy. Hopefully we don't got to start tearing into this, but again, the good news from last night is we ain't got mouse shoes, or at least visible right into my eyeball here. Yeah. All right. Oh, hey there. Guys, got my Lone Wolf 6000 in. Guy can spin her over out here. Hooks peepers into the operation. And then I got my light doodabby down there. Got the key twirled forward. So let's go ahead and crank it and see if we get any light bulbage. Nope. Boy, hear that gallop? It's bad. One of you needs to come back around. I don't know who it is, but join the party. Anyway, we ain't got sparkles. So here we go. We're gonna have to test the coil. We'll pop the cap off the lightning whirler here. See what's going on in there. Great. My back's on fire. It's already hotter than Sarah Evans in the 90s. You know what I mean? This cap is just hermetically sealed. Well, for Pete's sake. Guess I'm gonna have to teach you how to get off of here. Teach. Learn. Learn again. Learn some more. Teach. Well, okay. Well, that don't look that bad. What is going on here? The rotor is rotoring. Yeah, no sparkles in there. So we gotta start rooting around in here, see what's going on. Cap looks good. Rotor thingy, not bad. But see down in there, see the contact set and points? With the key on, if everything's hot, I mean that should be sparkling and snapping and doing its thing. So I'm gonna have a multimeter at the moment, but I got a test light. So we're gonna test power into the coil, and then we'll test ground and everything in here, and then file up them points a little bit, see if we can get them come back around. All right, I got some, I don't know what grit this is. It's gritty sandpaper. Just gonna work it in here a little bit, bring them around, rebuild it. I'm gonna make them new. There we go. Filing, 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 rebuilding. Get the other side just to tickle. Rebuilding this side as well. There we go. While I was in here rebuilding the points, saw a little nut laying right there. So I go, well, what in the world is this now? Well, I went to the throttle assembly. For some reason that was just laying there, so the throttle wasn't hooked up. That also runs the cruise control. Wouldn't that be cool if that worked? That would be something. So I got the throttle pedal hooked back up. Anyway, I'm gonna turn the key back on, get some lightning shooting over here. See if we got contacts now. Got that all assembled again. Let's hit her, see what happens. Yep. It's probably tough for you guys to see. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, the light bulb's blinking. Now we got sparkles in here. Also just realized this morning I ain't missing nothing up here. It was the vacuum door. Now that we've been cranking on it, rolling it over a bunch, they shut down both sides. Anyway, let's see if we can get this thing to bark off. Jumping right into some moto mix. Chainsaw stuff. It's, you know, it's what we got around here. It's gonna work just fine. I actually am a fan of using any sort of chainsaw or two-stroke mix. A little bit of oil in here, guys. Helps lubricate the cylinders and the top end and stuff like that. Doesn't wash the rings down if you're just sitting here dumping straight fuel, or please don't just with the brake clean and the carb cleaner. Stop it. That's not, it's bad on it, all right? Let's dump just a scoosh of this in here. Whoa, that was way too much. Perfect. Key is on, should be hot. All right, see if it runs. Bringing the thunders. Yes. Whoa, is this exhaust manifold missing? Holy smokehouse. Oh, it's on there, it's a shot. Hey, it ran, it made some noise. Let's do it again. Oh, what a relief. Way too much fuel, I'm sure. Yep, I'm not good at that. Okay, here we go. There we go. She's a runner. Yes. I wonder why it was parked up. Could it have been the points? Maybe the throttle disconnected? I don't know. The guy was an old timer. Did he just say, enough is enough? Hard to say. But now that it runs, it's worth going ahead and changing the oil. Can we do that on this old rig? Get a new filtre in there. We got to, you know, what's the ice cube juice saying? I don't know. I heard something floating around in there. Hello? It says it's about 2 gallons down to me, back. We got to get some belts. They're just winging around in here. And what a design that is. Mess. And then, you know, does it charge or can we get it cool? And then, you know, we can decide, hey, is it chargulating? Is it whirling the water around? We got to get this thing idling. We're going to have to hook up some sort of jerry can or something. Get some fuel in this. Hopefully the mechanical fuel pump works because it's buried underneath 58 million pounds of accessorized down there. And then we got to bring these head gaskets in nice and slow. And all the other gaskets, let them cook back in. See what kind of leaks we got. We'll deal with the tires and wheels today. Does it go into gear? Does the shift machine work? Lastly, brakes. No, those are definitely optional. Why is it so hot? Someone turn the AC on, for Pete's sake. Well, I'll be dipped. It's got gyps kicked out right out the sides. This is my kind of car. Just working a jack under here, trying to get some blocks under here and some other stuff so I can get my belly. You know, can I get under here and get this oil changed? There we go. That looks properly sketchy. Use the wood out of the trunk. Already using the stuff. Now we can get under here and see what we got going on. Oh, they put a lift kit in it. That's neat. Approved. Boy, she's got an oil leak somewhere, don't it? It does. Brake lines are there, that's neat. Tires flat on one side. We got an exhaust cooler, or is that the condenser? I don't know yet. Okay, I haven't even got under it. Earl coming out. See if we got any bones or stuff like that. Mostly water. Nope. Looks good actually. And not a ton of metal on the Mega Mimp. I think we might be just fine. Well, a guy had to take like a 37-foot pipe wrench to get the oil filtre off. That's wrong. Should not be that way. So the only thing I could think of is I've worked on this at some point in my career. I went ahead and swapped the filtre out already. Let's dump some oil in this bad boy. Of course, you got to use the right oil in your machines. So I got this diesel engine oil, 15W. It's the Rotella flavors, you know. It's got all the dinosaurs and vitamins flat tappet cams need. Oh yeah. Yep. Boy, she's thirsty. I'm gonna leave a little bit in there because I also got some snake oil here. I almost got out of the aisle and then I saw this says, oil alone is not enough. Okay, I guess eliminates dry starts. Well, I need some of that. I'm gonna dump that in here, then I'll mixolate them and then it'll pour in easier. Oh yeah, maple syrup. That's what we needed. Oh, for Pete's sake, you gotta go 59 miles an hour down this road? It's gravel. You know, there's houses. Okay, sure. Mixing, mixing, mixing. There we go. Boom. Change of the oil completes. Yeah. Well, the guy's got the front tires just dangling up here, you know. I think I'm going to go ahead and address that. I've got 4 different hubcaps, 4 different tires, one of which is flat. These are all dry rotted and, well, they're the opposite of good, is what I'm saying. Now, I am in a very, very small town. There's 3 houses. Somehow they have a golf course. That's neat. No parts stores, nothing like that. Closest place is if we drive down to Cedar Rapids, I think it's called. Anywho's. Normally I'd just rip these off, scoot into town, get some used tires, you know the deal. I did something different this time since this is at my buddy Chad's house. I just shipped wheels and tires here, and he was nice enough to go get them mounted. Basically the cheapest steel wheels I could find, and then had to get some Cooper Cabras. You know what I mean? Yep, we're throwing some white letters on this bad boy. Let's pop these off, throw them on the front, at least get this thing up like this. I can get all the wood blocks and everything from under this, and then we can go fight the fender skirts. Yep. Oh wow, we got spider edge dentage like you wouldn't believe. That is a weird bolt pattern. I hope I got the right wheels. Goodness gracious, wouldn't that be something? I'm gonna go see if he's got a right here in the shop that, you know, I could have pushed the car into and just done it. There's a lift and everything in there, but you know, here we are. Are my eyebrows sweating? I think so. Still got it. Okay, come off now. Here we go. Come on off of there. Let's get off the car now. There we go. Oh yeah. What in the world? Yep. Check. Check. Looking good. Actually, let's go ahead and pop this off quick just to at least check it off the list that we looked at it. How are the wheel bearings? I don't know. Doesn't turn, so yep, that looks pretty good in there. Brand new. Yeah, sure. You know, I could tell you right now, if we got to get in the brakes on this thing, it is going to be an absolute mess like you've never even seen. Okay? Soft lines are rotted. Hard lines, there's no way that those two are going to come apart. And then you break that off, and then you're digging through the engine compartment of a big block, trying to replace the lines to the distribution block all the way up to the master cylinder, and we just, wow, let's just hope that this tire doesn't have to come off again. Also, if this fit, that would be neat. Nope. Yep, now I'm in trouble. Nope. It is not 5 on 5. Wow. So now, my day just got a lot longer. I'm gonna have to go take all the wheels off the car and run the new tires into town with these. Have them put those on that. I wanted to leave by noon. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen at all. Darn, that would have looked good. Yeah, bummer. I think that would have looked pretty nice, and then it's got a chrome center cap that goes over top of it. But it is what it is. Now we're gonna have to do this. Well, I don't got enough jacks or jack stands, so 2 at a time, I guess. So I guess there's a guy in town here that has a tire machine in an old garage or shop. He's gonna let me use it, but he's not back yet. So we're gonna leave her up like this for now, go back to the engine here and try to get this thing idling, since we got fresh oil and everything in it there. Looks like someone already put this in, so I should be able to just run some fuel line right into this fill tray off a jerry can and see if we can just get this thing purring. And I suppose one step before that, I've been avoiding on it, I'm gonna be honest. I gotta deal with these belts. This power steering belt is off, and so is the charging whirler. I think I got a new charging whirler, but not these two. And the charging whirler does not run the water pump, so I'm gonna need one of these two to hang in there. But I gotta take this one off, then this one off to get to that one, then tighten that one and bring them back. And power steering, there's a bunch of slidey doodabbies that you can't reach down in there, and who knows how that works. And great. All right, got the new charging whirler in. Basically it pivots here, you loosen it on the bottom. That was a bear getting off. There's not enough room in between the water pump pulley and the crank pulley. So what I did was held it with my hand, bumped the engine over, rolled it off, and then I put the new one on the same way. Wedged it in between, pulled it the other direction, bumped it, slipped it on. The power steering belt is in terrible condition. The good news is the AC belt is in worse condition. Most of those are on the water whirler, so hopefully one of them is going to hang on. I don't got new ones of those. Got a gallon of unknown gasoline quality here, and hose just running right down to the pump. Oof, that needs changed immediately. I'll do it later. But you'll notice that I've primed it. So I ran fuel backwards down into the pump there. Those diaphragms get crispy and sometimes they don't want to do nothing at all. I'm gonna let this sit for a minute, let that soften up a little bit, and then we'll just start slowly pouring some fuel down the fuel, make it happener. Try to, get fire, but inside the engine, and hopefully it'll start sucking off of this here and we can let it run for a minute or two. All right, it's been a few minutes. Let's see if this mechanical pump is gonna want to pump. Oh yeah, look at that. There it goes. That's great. Great news. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Iowa has an abundance of two things: corn and wind. We got both today. Sorry about the wind noise. There's nothing I could do about it. Okay? What I did is crank on this for quite a while with the ignition off, hoping that we can get some fuel up into the fuel, make it happener. That way we don't have to keep dumping this in repeatedly for 47 days, hopefully. If the idle circuit can take off and hold its own, it might just sit here and idle after a couple tries. Give her a splash. Here we go. Yeah, first shot. It's running. It's alive, it's idling. Pulling fuel. Yes. I might make it home. Maybe. We'll see. We still don't know about transmission or brakes, but it's running. Belts are staying on. I must have done something kind of sort of correct. Ooh, she's thirsty. It's gonna drink this gallon in about 40 seconds. Yes. Pretty rough, but hey. Oh. Must be wanting to charge. I bet you that's what that is. The demanded voltage alternator, started lugging, and now that belt's squealing. It's a big block. It's gonna have to take a bit to get warmed up before we can, crank on it. Where's my meter? Let's see if all the noise is worth it. Wow, the sun got to this. Can't see nothing. Yeah, that's gonna have to cool down. Let's just for now say it's charging. Okay? Charging whirler turned off, it sounded like. Alright, I better get some ice cube juice in this thing, huh? Boy, it is a heavy smoker. Like Wednesday night bingo smoker. That's probably that cylinder that's down. Ain't got an oil pieces gauge. We don't need it. Use your ears. We got oil pressure. Yeah, see, this side ain't smoking. Blew a bunch of stuff out. So now we know the down cylinder is definitely on the captive side. Starting to sound better. Nope, it's still terrible. I guess they had a deal at Hobo Freight. You spend enough, you got a free bucket. Filled that up with some water. Got this filled with water. Just pleasure sitting on motor mounts were shot. Look at this thing. And this smoke has not subsided. This is definitely that dead cylinder. Stuck rings or something. Definitely not a valve. We'll see if we can work that out of there though. Might just need cobweb fluid out of her. Still waiting for the thermostat to open. Did get a little bit of air coming out. Nothing yet. Fronts are on. Not, you know, quite the look I was going for, but we got tires to get home. Working on the back. That's, you know, really sketchy. Recommend it. And then this was supposedly the bad wheel. I put the bias ply back on that for a spare. I don't know. I probably could have used one of these, but can a guy just get something? That's what we got. One more trip back to the tire store. We got fresh tires. Well, we got the rears on. Look at this thing. That is a going to town unit. Gonna keep the skirts off, I think. Just my personal opinion. Chad found some air shocks. So we're gonna see if this thing will go up. Anything happening?
I thought it started to move, but then it stopped.
Might already be maxed. It's about level. But boy, it'd be cool if it come up another 2 inches. Need to get me a boat now. Hook on this. Both shocks actually held air, about 85 pounds. Look at that. Much better. Got the trunk full of poverty caps and whatnot. This side's a little bit in the dirt, but this side might even be higher. Have to wait to see till we get her out on the level. Okay, now we're gonna have to figure out the fuel tank, because you know this clearly is not going to get me almost 600 miles. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and plug that tank back in. We're going to use this filter that's already bad and just use it to see what kind of junk we're pulling from the tank. Varnish, acceptable. It's going to happen. Rust chunks, you know, Legos, chicken bones, not acceptable. Hopefully we don't have to drop the tank. This is kind of that kidney bean kind of tank on its side, up in there, right there. We do have this though, if we need it, but I don't know, hopefully it just is clean enough we can run it. We're gonna need the capacitize. All right, let's see if it'll pull from the tank. That's great. I think I got it pulling fuel. Like straight varnish. Had to blow some air backwards through the line and then rev on it a little bit, but seems to be pulling now. Have to start looking for vacuum leaks and stuff like that. This thing is just running terrible. Probably put some sparkulators in it. That's plugged. That's plugged. I'll get some carb cleaner and inserts. If it revs up, you know you got a leak. We can address it. Well, it's got water in it. We got some varnish going through it. It's about time to see if that cylinder piston combo over there is mechanical damage or hopefully just a stuck ring. But we're certainly going to find out. I'm going to give her the old Italian tuna, dump some Berryman right down the app and just feed her the cold. Pin the ears back, you know, give her feed her the onions is what I'm going to do. And it's either going to run worse, blow up, or better. So here we go. Well, look at that. It cleared up a little bit. Actually, quite a bit. It was terrible just a few minutes ago. So I think I'm going to start running a few cans in the tank, if we end up getting down the road, that is. And just let her eat on it slowly. It might just be some sticky, gummy rings, you know. And that oil is just working its way past. Idling a lot better. Got some foam in here. That don't look very good. Well, here's where we're at, fellers. And a couple of you fellas. I'm going to test the shift machine. Go forward, go back box. You know, it doesn't move. And if it does, I'm going to go ahead and drive it into the shop here. It is miserably hot out here. Oh, is it trying to quit on me? I don't think so. Then we'll let it cool down, get these sparkulators changed out, try to get this thing tuned up a little bit, maybe check the timing. I mean, it's just running something terrible. Oof. 570 miles, idiot. Okay, going straight to neutral because I don't want to go backwards first into this nice shop. Drive. Nothing. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. Okay, neutral. Reverse. Yep. Drive. Oh, we got transmissionage. I don't know if we have brakes or if I'm just falling into the holes. The pedal's not stuck. I don't like to do that until right before I'm ready to leave. Then I'll jam on the brake pedal and blow all the lines out. That's good. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, move some trucks around. We got 46 of them out here. And then slide this car. And can you see this Z28 in the back? Moses sandals. It's nice. All right, first time moving under its own power in 13 years. Well, that I know of anyway. Here we go. Oh, it's completely gutless. Perfect. I figured you'd want to smell that. Well, we hit her with the lanolin whirler and it made a little bit of a difference. I mean, if a guy really wanted to spend the time, holy smokehouse, that thing would, I don't know, it might be too shiny. This whole side would look good, I think. There's still some moss. We got to pressure wash off of here, but this side over here, it looks like they put the Bondo on with the garden shovel and then kind of painted it with their eyes closed. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe shine juice this side, polish it, leave it be. I don't know. You guys bloop it. Let me know what you think. By the way, instead of Smokey and the Bandit, we'll call it Smokey and the Broham. You know what I mean? It is the Smokey one. It's a pretty bad name, so I guess you can also give me another name. That would be nice. Also, for sale. Solid rig, doesn't smoke, runs great. That's the Craigslist ad. And this will definitely be the picture. This side. That's the Craigslist side. No other photos. Know what I got. Don't waste my time, okay? One of these four is gonna be pretty ugly, but pulled the first one, not bad. Not bad at all. Fuel make it happener is dialed. I'm just gonna keep working my way down, replacing these. This is all they had was the Engicas. And hopefully we can get this idling a little bit nicer, and also we'll figure out which cylinder is our trouble cylinder. Might throw some goop, some Brute, Old Spice, not quite sure yet. We just gotta shake those rings. No, it's probably just, you know, shot. Number L, doing pretty good. Chad was digging through the glove box. Actually failed to do that earlier. Nothing but old registration cards, but look at this cool find. This was in 2007. We got a rocker arm assembly and push rod, which is kind of concerning. We got a flat cam lobe or something, I don't know. That's the carburetor. They called it an overhaul, but it was just a rebuilt unit that was bolted on. A rear brake line was put in. That's when the belts were put on. The exhaust is something else. I'm gonna have to show you that. Valve cover gasket, air conditioning belt, alternator belt, power steering belt, sparkulators, Lucas oil stabilizer. They had tires put on it. Well, that explains the tire question. It was 07. Bunch of brake line stuff, glass packs. Put $1,000 into this puppy in 07. Wow. Still runs terrible. But anyway, at least we know some history on it. That's pretty neat. Hopefully it just needs to run down the highway and get the cobwebs blown out of it. Found it. It's the back one here. Look at this. It actually closed the gap. That one wasn't even firing. There's a rough idle. Unfortunately, I can put a new sparkulator in it. It's going to twinkle and sparkle, but not for 570 miles. So maybe I keep a couple, pretend that we changed everything, throw them in the glove box, and just change it out every time we stop for filling the oil and checking the gas. I don't know is what I'm saying. We just got to get home, okay? So now we know it's that guy back there that's not happy blowing the smoke. Got these out over here. Unfortunately broke the plug wire getting it off. These really aren't in that bad of shape. I just pulled the wire too hard, ripped it out of the boot and messed up the end. So I'm gonna make another one out of this Acacells. We got more, you know, burning oil, really burning oil. These two are fine. So we've got 3 cylindrays down. So it's no longer a 460. It's more like a 351 Windsor right now. With power to weight ratio, I think we're doing, that's just fine. Let me whip this up quick, get that bolted back in and snapped up over here, and then we'll fire it up, see how it idles. Yeah, still not good, guys. She's hurt and tired. Charging. Seemed like the thermostat was opening and it was circulating. We got belts. It barely runs. So let's hit the road. 570 miles. Here we go. I didn't forget. Got my bags packed up, my shoes tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. All right, bags are in here. I got, we put in like 8 gallons of gas, no, 10 gallons of gas. Have not test driven this at all. We don't have time. We're going right now. This is it. We're just gonna go put it on the highway. I got 570 miles. I need to get home. The windows, by the way, don't work. This one, you can just manually pull it up and down, so that's what we're doing. Okay, I've gone like 100 yards, so let's try to do a burnout real quick. All right, Smokey. Approved. I think we're go for launch. We're go for takeoff. I can't roll any windows down in here, and I can't see nothing. Well, here we go. Well, guys, just a few miles in. Can't let go of the steering wheel if you're going to be in the other ditch. Float slow down the road. I got 3 gears, believe it or not. It shifts really, really slow, very lazy, but I don't care. It shifts. We got high gear doing about 50, 55. Still missing significantly bad. I mean, it's operating anywhere between 5 and 8 cylinders-ish. Every now and then you get a little punch of power, you know what I mean? It's still, there's a lot of smoke in here. Yeah, I can't get it out of here. It's actually burning the eyeballs, if I'm being completely honest. But this just, I think the plan tonight is a couple hours, probably till, dark. And I'll post up somewhere in a motel and then hit it bright and early tomorrow and try to make it rest of the way. But we're just going to have to play a beer. Right now, I'm just taking it nice and easy. I don't want to push this rig anyway. Just try to get as many miles under our belt as we can before. Well, I'm not even going to say it. It's just, you know what it is. Okay? Plan. Lots of corn. Beautiful country. Well, I made it to my first fuel stop, 66 somewhere. I'm gonna check the oil. I mean, it's getting worse actually. It's running really, really rough. And top this thing off. The speedometer does work, so I can kind of keep track of mileage here because the fuel gauge doesn't. This one, I don't know, fellers. I got that feeling in my belly. This one's gonna be tough and rough. I mean, it's not looking good right now. This thing stutters and shudders and shakes. You can barely go 55, 60. It's in bad shape. She's tired, put it that way. So I'm gonna look everything over, basically a good shakedown here. Look for any major leaks or anything like that. Transmission seems to be holding up so far. I'll update you in a second. So it has already burned 1 quart of oil and fuel is boiling. So I was on the verge of vapor lock. I also need to change this filter, I forgot. This fuel line comes up right by the manifold here. I gotta figure something out differently. It gets really, really hot under there. Engine is staying cool though. And I can still touch the rad cap, you know what I mean? It's probably 190, something like that, 180. No major oil leaks or nothing like that. No big drops underneath. Gonna toss some gas in this thing. I'm actually gonna see if they have any tin foil or anything in here. I've been to this gas station before. I can't remember what for. Maybe I can wrap that up, make like a makeshift heat shield or something. I mean, if it works, is it really a dumb idea? You know what I mean? Normally, you would have like a fiberglass resin material surrounded by some sort of foil, so you have something for ingress and egress of heat, right? But we don't. So I wrapped it in Scott towels. That's kind of my insulator. And then I wrapped that up with this saran wrap and bent the steel line over slightly, try to get it farther away from the exhaust manifold there. So now we're gonna monitor it. Next time we stop, we'll see if we got fuel boiling, see what happens. You're not gonna believe this. First of all, just wait for it here. That's what we're doing. Works. Also, hear the compressor just kick in? Yep. It ain't ice cold, but it's cold. Got the ACs. All beat in. Wreck. That's just, apparently this is a parking lot to this particular motel. It's on like a 94% grade. That's fine. Almost ran out of brake and hit the wall, which I think holds up the swimming pool. That's okay. It's getting close to midnight, pretty near, but I made it to Hannibal, Missouri, so that's pretty good. I already Google webbed it. I got 489 miles to go tomorrow, that means. However, the car radio, AM radio works, and you know, the fuel doesn't boil, and the rearview mirrors. That's pretty good, you know, at rear views. So there's a lot of positive things going on with the rig right now. I got to try to pull the windows back up manually, and I don't know. Get a few hours of sleep, hit her bright and early in the morning, see if we get this thing back home. See you tomorrow. Good morning. Lost my 39th pair of sunglasses. Can't see nothing. I don't even know what day it is at this juncture. What I do know is I have a flight 6:10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I can't miss for another adventure similar to this. No point in trying to check any fluids. We're hanging off the side of Mount Everest here. I mean, I feel like I'm in the cosmos right now. I'm kind of just leaning in a little bit. Gotta go find a fuel station. We'll check a late on some things. Yep, yep. Throw some gasoline in it. 17 quarts of oil. Hit the road. We got, I think I said 489 miles. And that is accurate. I've got to get that down today. Lord willing, we won't have any big breakdowns or issues. Well, let's see how Smokey and the Broham is feeling today. I don't know, 3 pumps maybe. Oh, that's right, I disconnected the battery. Let's go on right ahead and try that again. Bring in the thunders. Oh, look at that. Still running on 6. Perfect. There's just absolutely no rings left in that cylinder. Something I got to thinking about last night, there's a real chance that a ring gland might pop off. I mean, there's clearly some mechanical damage here. And I'm hoping that chunks of metal and debris don't fall in that, you know, the pan that holds the oil, get tossed around in there like Plinko. That would not be good. Whoa. Smoky. Here's a new one for you. I'm stuck. Not like physically tires spinning stuck. I have no transmission, forward or backwards. I'm sure it's because of the hill, but let's check the fluid here. I don't have any additives with me. I might have a complete rebuild kit though in the trunk. Let me check. Yeah, I'm rebuilding it right now. This one's kind of weird because I checked it multiple times before I left and it was plumb full, but look at this. It backed up just a couple feet and then I lost it. She came down and of course I barely got brakes. So, you know, here's where we are. No ATF. There's got to be a pan leak, unless it's just absolutely bone dry right now. I pulled the stick and there ain't nothing on it, but it ain't running, you know. But I mean, again, the good news is the radio works and most of the dome lights. So I guess if a guy's got to, well, I mean, I guess we're getting air right away this morning. We're gonna go right off the wall. What else? What other options I got? Oh, there's just enough to get me up. Gonna have to go get some juice for that. But yeah, there's nothing down here other than what I spilled. I'll get a rag and clean that up before we leave, but that was a little nerve-wracking. We don't need shift machine issues either. There's a slight manifold leak. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it's in there. By the way, I put a new air filtration system in there even. Yeah. Gassing up, get some stuff to wet the back neck. I found it already. 8 bits. 6 minutes from here. Well, ease there. I'm just going to keep it first, avoid shifting. We'll make it. Also avoid hills. I guess I found out. You know, my revival travels have brought me right through the shoulders of these woods. Possibly the neck. I'm recognizing barbecue joints and of course used car sales places. I've been to this O'Reilly a couple times. I just can't think of the revival it was. It might have been recently with that Camaro. I don't know. If you remember, bleep bloop it down in there. Let me know what's going on. Gonna pick up some more oil, ATF, need a funnel, see if they got a Wix 33003 fuel filter tray, a couple other small things. We got to start getting some miles down. Got the engine Earls topped off. Boop, boop. You know. By the way, look at all the oil coming out of the exhaust manifold. She's just flowing right through that thing. I might have to maybe consider a non-fouler or just unplugging that thing. It's not really hitting a lot anyway. You know what I mean? Replaced on the fuel filter tray. Now we're getting nice, clean fuel. I'm actually really impressed. That varnish and rust is all that it pulled out of that tank after sitting all those years. I'll be dipped. Got the shift machine, I think, pretty near filled up. I'm gonna check that, top it off. Check, 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 check. Yep. Let's go. Well, guys, south of St. Louis, Missouri. Just filled up. What did I do? 11 gallons. Doing pretty good on gasolines and on the fuel based on the mileages. Don't want to run out because I ain't got a can. Well, I got a 1 gallon. But, you know, I keep it clean. Anyway, beautiful arch. 630 feet. World's largest arch. I also just bought, what was it? $14 car wash. What? How could you use that much water? That it's also got a 79-digit code, so apparently people are breaking into the car washes. Anyway, I'm gonna hand roll my windows up. Let's go see what this wash does. That's fine. That's there. Yeah, there we go. Got the sort of air conditioning just. Okay, we got laser shooters. It's been a while since we reviewed a car wash. Got the sort of air conditioning ripping on the dash there. It's hot in here. That's what I'm saying. What kind of a jet was that? what? Okay. For Pete's sake, back up again. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not moving. No. Oh, it's going now. So far, this wash we're doing. It's real good. Oh, do the wipers work? I'll be damned. Of course they do. This wash has got to hurry. It's too hot in here. You know what I mean? It's up there. I gotta be honest, I'm going through the high pressures. There ain't a single leak in here. And I ain't kidding you. Well, a whole bunch of water and 2 heat strokes later, we're done with that. And, well, the good news is it looks exactly the same. However, there is a lot of rust water pouring out of the doors. That seems fine. Yeah, it didn't even blow the... Look at this. Just a waste of money. Shoot. Well, anyway, let's hit the road. See if we can get home by dark. Nope, probably not. Can't waste fresh water. Yeah, that's it. I think she's back running on 5. That's fine. Well, the old oil light came on. Time to pull over, fill the oil, and check the gas. Just over the line in the Kentucky. I don't know what town this is. Also gonna grab a sandwich. You know, the subs shop. It's no longer. It's not cheap anymore. Foot long. You know that place. Car is running worse and worse and worse. Now it doesn't want to idle because I truly believe it's just running at 5. It's probably bad enough to where the next fuel stop I'm going to have to just take a nap, let the engine cool down, and put some of the bad sparkulators in to replace the worser ones that are in it now. And then maybe it'll run like 4% better. Yep. It's just terrible. Great. Yep, the oil consumption is picking up significantly between fuel stops. The add line says add 2 quarts, which it used to just drink a quart. But now it's nothing on the stick. It's just like boop, down on the bottom there. So I guess it's just gonna eat a whole jug. You know, preventative. Might be over full by 2/48 of a quart, but it'll eat it. Oh, I don't know why, but my brain just shut off. Just spilt 1,000 gallons on the manifold down here. Now I got smoke coming from every angle. Plus, this is starting to pull just some real bad looking sauce up here all of a sudden. I don't know if the sock is just starting to break some stuff loose or what, but it was clear, terrible, bad, like just real fast. So I don't know what the deal is there, but we're gonna ignore that. National. Yeah, see? Parked up over there, took about a 20-minute nap, let it cool down, swapped that one plug super fast. It was bad, but it wasn't, you know, the gap wasn't closed like last time. Probably because I'm ripping it down the highway, you know, continually blowing the webs out of it. So I took that bad one out, put a different bad one in. Good. That's good. Gonna fill her up one more time. Gonna grab a bite to eat. somewheres about. And I still got about an hour and a half to get back to the shop. And it is going to be dark by then. But we know we got lips and tail lips and dome lips and glove box lips and dash lips. And I got more lips on this thing than a danged old Peterbilt. Hey, I actually made it. Uncle Buck here pulled in late last night with Smokey and the Broham here. Another successful car rescued from the crusher and driven home, put back on the road. This one had me nervous about 146 times. It is running something fiercely terrible. Nonetheless, this old 460 Ford refused to give up and got me home. The engine's in pretty rough shape, but there's a whole lot of good in this car. Too much to overlook. Brakes kind of work. Transmission shifts. It's got headlights, dome lights, a map light. What else does a guy need? The air conditioner even blows semi-conditioned air. So now I am really confused what to do with this car. Initially, I just wanted to flip it, let somebody else take the project and go from there, but I'm not quite sure. For now, we're gonna tuck her in the shed, keep her safe from harm, and at least we know the thing runs and drives. Thanks guys for watching, appreciate it very much. We'll see you soon. Now the unpack part. Great.